Okay, this is Steven, Trail Name Walrus. Tomorrow morning I'm starting the Appalachian Trail on the 23rd of February. This is a down and dirty look at what I'm taking on the trail. We're going to go through my gear, break it down into sections, and at the end I'm going to give you a total weight, and here we go.
Okay, this is my complete loadout. This is how it looks all together. We're just going to break it up into sections, and first we'll key in on the sleep system. First we'll go with the quilt. The quilt's a UGQ Bandit XL 20 degree quilt. I've had it for a few years and it's been really good for me. The coldest I've had it down to is about 15 degrees. It worked out really well for me, no complaints. I definitely say that the 20 degrees is a comfort rating, not necessarily like some of them have a survivability rating. I think that the UGQ quilts definitely have a comfort rating. The pillow is a Nemo Philo Elite. For me, I just picked this up about a month ago. I took it on a 4-night trip with me. I have no complaints with it. I've enjoyed it so far. Next, we'll go with the Gossamer Gear 1/8" foam pad. Bringing this on along with me just for like cold weather. I can use it underneath my inflatable pad just for a little bit of extra insulation. When I'm sleeping in shelters, I put it up under there, just put it up under my inflatable pad just to add a little bit of puncture protection while I'm sleeping in shelters. Next is going to be my sleeping pad. My sleeping pad is the Nemo Tensor regular wide insulated sleeping pad. The inflatable pad's rolled up there to the left. The pump is a Flex Tail Gear pump. It's just a real rechargeable pump. It's the white object there in the middle of the screen. And then you see a little plastic Ziploc baggie there that's got patch kit for the inflatable pad. I've had this pad for about a year. No complaints with it so far. And this is what they look like all together. This is my total sleep system, and like I say, I've been really impressed with it so far. Everything is solid for me. Here's what the weights look like for my sleep system. Next, we'll look at the shelter. We have it all laid out here. The top is the tent body itself. Below that is the pole jack, and to the right in the orange bag is the tent stakes. Open it up and set it up. It looks like this. This is the Z-Packs Altiplex. It's a one-person trekking pole tent. Here's a shot of it from the front. It kind of shows you how the pole jack works. The pole jack sits right under your trekking pole, and then that's basically the main center post for the whole tent. Here we have the stake bag opened up. It's a combination of titanium shepherd hook stakes and mini groundhogs. It takes 10 stakes to set it up. I've got one extra thrown in just in case I break one. Here's a shot of the tent right here at the end, minus the trekking pole. This is what the weights look like. And here to round up my big three. The big three are just the main 3 items that backpackers take with them, which includes basically your sleep system, your shelter, and then your backpack. So we're finishing it up with the backpack. The backpack is right here. This is a Hyperlight Mountain Gear Junction 3400. It's about a 55-liter pack. It's a roll top pack made out of Dyneema. I've had this pack for a couple years. I've really enjoyed it a lot. Took it last year with me on the Benton McKay Trail. Did the Foothills Trail a couple times with it as well. Here's a look at the shoulder strap side of the pack. I have a few items attached to it. You have the, on one shoulder strap there, I have the HMG shoulder pocket. It's where I keep my cell phone when I'm walking throughout the day. And then below that, you can see the orange towel. That orange towel is just a small pack towel, just for wiping my face off or blowing my nose, just whatever I'm doing when I'm going down trail. If I need a rag for anything, it's right there on my shoulder. Below it, you'll see the hip belt pockets. That's just all the quickly accessible items I need throughout the day I keep in there. And the pack comes up. Here's the total weight for the pack right here down below. So on to clothing. On a normal day, this is what I'll be wearing. Top left's going to be a t-shirt, just a synthetic t-shirt. Below that is going to be a 5-inch Under Armour running shorts. To the top right is going to be ex officio underwear. Below them, you got some darn tough socks. On top of my shoes, you'll see a pair of gaiters, and then the shoes are Lone Peak 5s. This is what my shoes look like right here on top. I've got a 3 pair that I bought. They've already introduced the Lone Peak 6s. So there were sales on Lone Peak 5s. I went ahead and bought 3 pair. I'll just have those periodically shipped to me throughout the trail. And if I get to a point where I need another pair, I'll just get Christy to mail those to me. Here's what my packed clothes look like. All the way to the left is the R1. It's a Patagonia R1. It's a grid fleece that I wear on cool mornings, just whenever I need a little bit extra insulation. To the right of that, we have 2 pair of socks. The gray ones are my sleep socks, and the upper ones are just ones I'll switch out with my daily pair just to keep fresh socks. To the right of that, you'll see the black layer there is a pair of cold gear Under Armour leggings. Wear these under my shorts on days when it's cold. I also use it for a base layer, sleeping layer, anytime I need an extra base layer. To the right of that, you'll see the top base layer, which is Smart Wool 250 hooded top, and the blue things there, just an extra pair of underwear. Moving on to the puffy jacket. It's a Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer UL hoodie. It's a super light jacket. I've really enjoyed it. This was my Christmas present from Christy this year. I love this thing. It's just a super light jacket, but basically anytime I'm not moving, I'll be wearing this thing. It gets too hot to actually hike in, so it'll be just kind of at the end of the day, I'll throw that on. It'll be riding in a Hilltop's Dyneema dry bag. It has a funny little logo on this one. I got quite a few of these with random prints for a discount. They claim to have stitching flaws, but they still work fine. Found them in the bargain bin section of their website if you're looking for them. On to the rain gear. The rain gear is pretty simple. I just have a REI top and bottom. They're a little on the heavy side, but I think they still run around 8 ounces a piece, so they're not super heavy. Just didn't want to spend a lot of extra money on rain gear when I know it's going to wet out anyway. These do trap a good bit of heat. In a light rain, they keep you dry. Here's the accessories I'll be taking. I have a pair of Smart Wool gloves to the left, an old ratty ball cap on the top, have a small 150 Smart Wool beanie underneath that, and to the right, these are the Z-Pax Virtus rain mitts. Be trying these out for the first time on trail, but these are just for adding a little bit extra warmth, keeping your hands or your gloves dry on wet days. Okay, this is what my water collection setup looks like. I'll have 2 smart water bottles for my clean drinking water. The Canuck 2-liter bag in the middle will be for dirty water collection and additional storage when I need a little bit more water at camp. It'll be the water filter will be the Sawyer Squeeze large. There's a couple rubber bands there to hold it all together. I'll store this whole little setup in the back mesh pocket of my pack. On cold days, I'll stick it in the chest pocket of my R1, and that'll just keep it warm. I have like a little Ziploc bag so I don't get my jacket wet, but I'll put it in my chest pocket just to keep it warm enough to where it won't freeze. Next, we'll look at my cook system and food storage. Most of the cook system rides in this orange sack right here. Opened up, it looks like this. Inside we have the Tokes 750 cook pot with its lid. A small gas canister, the BRS 3000 stove with its little sack. And then we also have the little red Bic lighter. It's all sitting on top of a pack towel. This pack towel will be used for all my kitchen chores. And beyond that, when we pack everything back up, it'll keep everything from rattling. This is another item from Hilltop Packs. This replaced my blue Dyneema food bag that seems like everybody on trail has the same blue food bag. So when I'm hanging this one on a bear cable or stuffing it in a bear box, it'll be a little easier to pick out when I go to get it in the morning. The blue small rock sack there on the top of it and the line that came with it all came with my old bag. It was a light AF bear bag kit that I got in the past, so I'm just reusing it with this new bag. Here's an exploded view of another bag, another gallon Ziploc bag that's going to be inside the food bag. Inside there's a HMG repack, a tube of Noon tabs, some instant coffee, sugar packs, and a long handled titanium spoon. There's also a collapsible coffee cup there to the bottom right. Also in that gallon bag you have a small hygiene kit. Inside of it we have a regular toothbrush that's been cut down so it'll fit inside the Ziploc bag. Some chapstick there in the middle. It's got a little bit of extra Luco tape wrapped around the outside of it. Just an easy way to store it. And a travel toothpaste. This all packs down inside of a gallon Ziploc bag and rides in the larger food bag. Here's what a typical loadout would look like. This is about 2 days of food. So when I resupply, I'll have something similar to this. Basically, we're looking to consume about 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day to start, which is roughly 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of food a day. I'll do most of my eating during the day just walking. I really won't stop for breakfast or lunch. I'll just be mostly just consuming things I can eat when I walk, as I walk. At night, I'll try to get me one good hot meal in. And then when I get to town, I'll probably eat everything I see. And this is what everything looks like packed back up. And now we'll look at the first aid / repair kit. This is an old first aid kit that I had. Very little of the original contents of this bag remain. I've just kind of put together things that I need the most and got rid of what was originally inside the bag. This first little baggie has a lot of repair items. There at the top you have lots of multiple different types of repair tape, a needle and thread, rubber band, hair tie, and an extra O-ring for my water filter. The next bag is kind of like our little first aid kit. Exploded view here. We have earplugs, alcohol wipes, small tube of super glue, 2 triple antibiotic packets, Dayquil and NyQuil, pack of Steri-strips, a few butterflies, and a couple band-aids there. Below that, here's another small baggie with ibuprofen, Tylenol, Rolaids, and a few packets of muscle rub below it. I'll also have in this same area a small bag with my prescription drugs in it as well. And here's some random floaters that are just in the bottom of the bag. I have a pair of scissors, a pair of nail clippers, eye drops, fuel canister transfer valve, a mini Bic, a small Sharpie, and some tweezers and a small tube with a little bit more Lico tape wrapped around the outside of it. This will all ride in this small little yellow bag. Here's a look at the electronics we'll be taking. Here's another Hilltop Packs Dyneema dry bag with all my electronics inside. And here's a combination of what's in my bag, and some of the ones will be worn or stored in other places. This is basically what they look like laid out. From the top, we'll go to the headlamp. The headlamp is a Nitecore NU25. Also from Nitecore, the 2 power banks below that. They're both Nitecore NB1000s. And then below that, you'll see a bundle of charging cables that charges everything here. The wall charger is a Minix, excuse me if I'm not pronouncing that right, but an MINIX 66 watt 3-port charger. It has 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port. It's been a pretty good little charger so far. I really like that one. The Garmin InReach Mini will be attached to my shoulder strap with a carabiner. And the watch is a Apple Watch Series 6 44 millimeter. I won't be tracking my height with this watch, but I just use it for regular things like time, weather, reading messages, or controlling my phone when it's stored away in my pouch. The earphones are Aftershock Aeropex bone conduction headphones. The only thing that we haven't really shown in this picture is the flex tail gear pump that inflates my mattress. I showed it to you earlier, but it's not included in this picture. It's rechargeable and charges just like everything else here in this picture. Next, we'll look at my poop kit. Everything will be stored in this old steak bag. Inside, we'll have the deuce, which is basically just a small trowel for digging holes in the woods to poop in. Below that, we have a Ziploc that's full of about 3 days worth of toilet paper. And to the right of that, it's a small bottle top bidet made by Culo Clean. This small container will be filled with Dr. Bronner's soap and will also be stored along with the same kit. This bag rides in the outside mesh pocket of my pack. This last section is going to be miscellaneous items. These are my flip-flops. They're definitely not ultralight, but they're super comfortable. I'll use these as my camp shoes or anytime that I want to dry my feet out. Next will be this Gold Bond powder. I'll carry the yellow one, the smaller one, and the bigger one I'll just have for refilling. When I need a refill, I'll just get my wife to mail me a small baggie from the blue one, and I'll carry this yellow one in my hip belt pocket for easy access. Also in that same hip belt pocket will be this small stick of Body Glide. Beyond that, we have the trekking poles. These are a Black Diamond brand. Not sure of the model, but I put quite a few miles on these. I'll also use one of these 2 trekking poles to set up my tent with. And here we have the little ball on top is just a spiky ball. It's a massage ball that I'll use to roll my feet out at the end of the day. Below that, you see a silver mat. That's just a fold-out mat. It's a sit pad. It also doubles as a doormat for my tent at the end of the day. And then here's my wallet. It's a Z-Packs brand zip pouch wallet.
Okay, so my base weight came out right around 16 pounds. That's about it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comment section below, and we'll see you on the trail.